Last time on Fromark plays Sonic 3 and Knuckles as Knuckles. Well, you've seen it. For those of you tuned into Part 3, I took care of the first act of Launch Base Zone. So now I'm taking care of the second act, which looks entirely different from the Launch Base Act 2 that you get in Sonic & Tails' run. As here, you pretty much navigate through the underground portions of the launch base where you see all these cool looking brick patterns in the background, and you got more underwater stuff to navigate. But just keeping things rolling right along in this playthrough. Just about done with the Sonic 3 half of this game. Of course, I already got all 7 Chaos Emeralds, so it'll be time to get the Super Emeralds here before too long. And of course, some of these tubes here, you can spin dash into them, and they take you to certain parts of the levels. Some of them just have more water to fill up the underwater sections with. And I gotta say, out of all the songs that were allegedly done by Michael Jackson for this soundtrack, I feel like the launch base themes were probably the best ones. I don't really care as much for the prototype tracks for this zone. This one, though's got a pretty nice groove, but I feel like the other two zones would have been just as good with the original music. Just not when they butchered it for Sonic Origins. Ooh, I think that thing's supposed to be a frog. I could be wrong. I used to know a lot of the names of the enemies in the Sonic games because I used to spend a lot of time reading the instruction manuals. Nobody reads the manual anymore, you say, but I like reading instruction manuals for games. Usually it gives you a lot more than just what the basic instructions of the game are. Sometimes they have a backstory of the game in them. Sometimes they had little spots for you to write save data and cheat codes and passwords. Back in the days before memory cards, and a lot of games had to do password systems. Seems like something that's long lost in today's gaming age. But what's not lost is getting that water shield. And I think I'm getting pretty close to the end of this second act. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and when you don't lock the cartridges Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles together, you get the boss battle that I'm getting ready to take care of momentarily. Or no, when you do lock the cartridges on, when you play as Sonic and Tails for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you don't get this boss battle at the end of Launch Base Act 2. Now, you wouldn't if you just played the Sonic 3 half of the game as the standalone cartridge. Yeah, it's one of these bonus stages. Never really been a fan of these ones. I like the slot machine ones better because it's easier to get more rings, and it just seems like a better payout. Though, the one benefit to these special bonus stages that like the one I just went to, is that you can get power-ups from them. And of course, Sonic 3 and Knuckles also has the occasional bonus stage from Sonic 3, which is the one where you bounce on a spring and it's like a gumball machine. I always like that one. Never been very good at it, though. Ooh. But yeah, this is the Launch Base Act 2 boss, and you just gotta look out. You need to make sure you don't get grabbed by his big robotic hands. All the while just bonking him in the right spot there in the... Yeah. And I feel like this boss battle gets kind of dragged out a little bit because you just kind of got to wait around for the Egg Robo enemy. And this being a Sonic game, I get a little bit impatient, but I think I might have enough rings to finish him off as Super Knux. Bonk. Yeah, there we go. And that will do it for Launch Base Act 2, folks, and that will do it for the Sonic 3 half of this game. But the adventure isn't over just yet. As you see, there's a whole nother set of zones to get through. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that after this bomb drops. dropping the bomb, and falling and landing into Mushroom Hill Zone. Originally supposed to be called Mushroom Valley Zone. But yes, this is Hidden Palace Zone. No, not the cool version from Sonic 2 Beta, but the one from Sonic 3 and Knuckles here. The Chaos Emeralds have all been collected, so they turn into Super Emeralds, which will eventually allow me the ability to do the Hyper Knuckles ability. And you can just pick whichever one you want to go into. There's no specific... I mean, there is a specific order, and it automatically puts you in that specific order if you just play Sonic and Knuckles. But in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you get the freedom to just jump on random emeralds that you don't have yet. And I gotta say, I picked a pretty easy one to start off with. I don't exactly know which ones are what for the most part. I know the one in the middle is the first one. But I did not pick the first one this time. Although this one might as well be kind of like that one, just because it's not as difficult as the others. I feel like the Sonic and Knuckles special stages are a lot more difficult to get through than the Sonic 3 ones, with this one here being kind of an exception. Of course, I'm just trying to get all the blue sphere and get this taken care of as soon and smoothly as possible. Let's see if I can find there they are. And that's gonna get me the first Super Emerald. I wonder if Mario can use the Super Emeralds to turn into Super Mario. But yeah, you get this little cutscene here that shows up every time I get a Super Emerald. Good stuff, if I do say so myself. And right on to Mushroom Hill Zone. Keep things rolling right along through Mushroom Hill Zone, I mean. Now, there is a cheat code that I don't quite remember how to do for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I just know that I can't remember the specific order of the buttons I'm supposed to press, but when you're swinging from the vine in Angel Island Zone, I think it's like up, 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 down, 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 left, 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 or something like that. And you can do the same cheat in Mushroom Hill Zone when you're hanging on to these pulley things that carry you upwards. But I can't remember exactly how to do that cheat. Yeah, these things here, though. But of course, usually I don't... I mean, there were plenty of times, though, in past playthroughs of Sonic games where I would enter cheat codes and see how much I could break the game with the debug mode and spamming items. And there's this really cool glitch I've always liked being able to do in this game where there's these S monitors that allow you to automatically turn into Super Sonic in the debug mode, and if you spam them, put like a bunch of them into this, and spin dash into them all at once, it'll crash the game, and if you're playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it'll just boot up Sonic and Knuckles. Just kind of a weird thing that I remember, but I do remember that the level select and the debug mode cheats were pretty much the same button combinations, and I just can't remember off the top of my head what it was. Which is why it's always good to have a phone on standby to look these things up. However, I've probably mentioned before in the past my AT&T troubles, as AT&T does not give me very good internet where I live, and my phone is constantly slow. But it seems like as good as a time as any to look up the cheats. See if I can find out what's going on with that level select. Meanwhile, I feel like this is one of the more difficult special stages in the game, as you gotta be really careful not to run yourself into some red sphere, and that's never a good time. But I managed to make it through here without any major implications or issues. Negative implications. But yeah, that's going to do it for the second Super Emerald. I'm getting all these emeralds fairly easily. It'll take me a little while to get all 7 though, but I managed to go for as many as I can in Mushroom Hill. I don't have the layouts memorized, so I know there's a bunch of special stage rings in Mushroom Hill. I just kind of stumble on them on accident. There's a couple in Flying Battery too, the next zone, but they're like stupidly hard to find, and those are just most of the special stages in the Sonic & Knuckles half I just kind of stumble upon accidentally. It's not like Sonic 3 where I have it as memorized. Because when I first got the Sonic Mega Collection, I got used to playing the games as two separate games there for a while, and I used to think they were just two separate games until I unlocked Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But I spent way more time playing Sonic 3, the Sonic 3 half of this. But anyways, it's the first mini-boss of the Sonic & Knuckles half. And okay, what I was thinking of, the cheat was left, 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 right, 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 up, 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 when you're on the pulley thing. But yeah, that's for debug mode and Mushroom Hill, and I believe you can do that same thing. Yeah, you can do the same thing in Angel Island Zone. But you can only do it in the first act of each zone, as far as I know. Of course, I'm saying as far as I know, like, I'm just not just looking at an article, but... Anyways, here we got the second act of Mushroom Hill. See if I can find any more of these special stage rings. I honestly, I gotta say, your best bet for looking for the Chaos Emerald, or Super Emeralds, it's definitely gonna be Mushroom Hill Zone, because that's where most of these Chaos Emerald rings, or Super Emerald rings, are hidden. Now it's time for the third one. Which I guess I'm pretty much just clearing out the whole left section first. I know that this is the third special stage, technically. Not only the third one I've jumped into, but this is actually supposed to be Special Stage 3 in Sonic & Knuckles. Now this one can be a little bit tricky to get lost in if you're not careful, because sometimes you don't know where you're going in these things. At least I don't. But it looks like I'm getting through here fairly smooth so far. So far, so good. Yeah, there we go. I'm getting these Super Emeralds pretty quick. This is the best way to get them. As you notice, it's been a little while since I went out of my way to get one of those perfect scores or continue icons, and I don't really need it. But anyways, back to Mushroom Hill. Let's see what's going on at the Mushroom Hill. Now I think I might have a chance to get one more Super Emerald, but no, actually looking at the time, no, because I think I finish off Mushroom Hill with this part here. Oh yeah, this is a really annoying section to deal with when you play as Sonic and Tails. Because you see, oh yeah, I do. There's another one. So I'll go ahead and get this one next to the first one. Ew, it's the puke one. It's the one that the colors kind of look like vomit. But yes, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a pretty decent game in my personal opinion. I mean, there are things about it I like, there are things about it I don't like. As I've probably mentioned before, I just feel like it's a little drawn out when you lock the games together. But I mean, it's not a bad game by any means. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fourth Super Emerald. Actually, looks like me to end the part on that fourth Super Emerald, folks. Now, the Super Emeralds don't flash on the screen here like the Chaos Emeralds do. Perhaps because they're too big. But yeah, folks, that's gonna do it for the fourth part, and I thank you for tuning in. I'll see you for part 5.